It's time to move on to our second exciting startup. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Please welcome to the stage Joel Resnikow, or Resnikoff, I'm sorry.
Either way.
Resnikow. Welcome to Josh and Bradley Lautenbach from Rexly.
Hello, world. My name is Joel Resnikow. I am the CEO of Rexly. My co-founders Brad Lautenbach and Kyle Fleming are here with me today. At Rexly, we are building a service that delivers superior quality recommendations and true social discovery for media content. We started this company because discovery is still a big unsolved problem. Think about it. There's millions of pieces of freemium content that are delivered through a multitude of devices. Finding what you want, where you want, is an enormous headache. In fact, it's more than that. It's a pharmaceutical-grade pain point. When you go to the front page of iTunes, you see a tiny, minuscule sliver of their catalog. And some people love Bieber, some don't. Brad does. But we think there's a better way to find what you want in iTunes and other premium content channels as well. So, like any good entrepreneurs, we went out and studied the problem. We talked to the top 100 in the Netflix Prize. We read every paper on recommender systems. And the answer is pretty clear to us. It's that discovery is fundamentally a data problem and not an algorithm problem. In other words, getting good data is far more important than tuning models. And don't take my word for it. Those words come from the best algorithm tweaker in the world. So what kind of data are we talking about? There's two kinds. The first is behavioral. It's what you actually spend your time and money on the services that you actually use, which is measurable by us on the account level. It's social data. We all know that social is important, but the really critical thing is getting the signal from the noise. So for any product category, there's 4 to 6 people that I truly trust. And that list is steroids for collaborative filtering. And all this fuels what we believe to be the ultimate recommendation. Let's take a look at that. It's a social action as an implicit recommendation, instant gratification. It's object-level similarity based on what you actually listen to. It's social consensus from a wider circle, and the opinions of critics that you explicitly trust. We give you the most important dimensions of relevance, and then you can decide where you want to buy it based on pricing and accessibility. So on that note, let's check out the demo. So what you're seeing right now is a streamlined feed-follow system for iTunes. Our goal is to show you the most important items from the most important people. Any action you take in iTunes creates a story item that your followers see. Every story item has a play button in it, which streams samples directly from the iTunes store. And also, one click to buy directly from the store. You can socialize around any item and send comments out to Facebook and Twitter for your non-Rexly user friends to enjoy. So we weight actions in our algorithm. So think about a single song listen versus a repeat album listen. We also rate friends by their importance. Not all friends are created equal. So we allow users to create a short VIP list that we call Super Trust. It's limited to 6 people. It's completely secret, so it's not biased by friendship. And you can promote friends in and out of this list, and those people eventually dominate the user experience. If you try to add a 7th person, sorry, denied. It's limited to 6 people. So we did a lot of need finding in our product development. We talked to more users than you can possibly imagine. What we found is different people want different privacy settings, which is crucial to sharing data with us. On one hand, there are people that want to share everything with everyone, and we love those influencers. They are great on our site right now. There's certain people who only want to share certain things with certain people, and that's okay. We tailor a setting to their needs. But for the most part, we're in the age of sharing, and people are okay with sharing most of what they do with all of their Facebook friends. And this setting is really popular and reduces a lot of friction for social discovery. Another thing we heard from users is that they wanted to be able to curate their feed. This is the Britney Spears effect. Everyone listens to her, but no one admits to it. Who here listens to Britney Spears? 98% of you do. So there's a hide button, so you can hide any item on the song, artist, or album level, and it won't appear on the site or in social media until you unhide it. On the other end of the spectrum, users told us they want to screen discoveries from the mountaintops. Oh my God, I just found this great, what do you, hi mom. That's not what I was going to write in that comment. But you can stream it from the mountaintops. It's published out to social media. And what's really important to know is when non-users see those items in social media, they're being exposed to an affiliate link, and we are effectively monetizing non-users. So what you're seeing is a very simple but very powerful product that users are going gaga over. And it's just the beginning, though. We're going to expand to more mediums, more channels. So we're going to blow out music through the next most ubiquitous channels. We're going to add TV and movies through Hulu and Netflix. And then we're going to get to books and ebooks through the Apple and Amazon platforms. And right now, we're just a destination site, but not for long. We want to be wherever you consume and purchase content, whether it's on a tablet, a mobile device, or a living room device. And we've seen Dalton Caldwell's speech about why not to do a startup, a music startup, and we actually agree. We are a data startup with multiple viable revenue streams. So affiliate sales is our core revenue stream with modest conversions across all the product categories we can cover. We can get a $1.75 monthly ARPU. That's monthly. And we're already surpassing our ARPU contribution from music alone. Advertising is another important revenue stream. We're already talking to advertisers. Our data is solid gold for them. But for us, the holy grail is licensing. Thinking about bringing your recommendations with you wherever you go. We're creating a depersonalized taste graph, which would be extremely valuable to media and brand marketers. Once again, we are Rexly. This is just the beginning. Thank you very much.
That's Rexly, everyone. Nice high five there at the end.
You did a good job.
All right.
We like
anyone want to
high
jump
fives.
in? Yeah, straight away, Michael.
I think in the same way that the judges are expected to be more like the judges on American Idol and have those same comments, when I see this, I'm reminded of Susan Boyle at Britain's Got Talent, which is, I dream the dream. And I'm wondering
Are you saying our site's ugly?
Well, no, I think that...
But it can sing.
Yes.
And that's the main
Okay.
thing.
And it does.
But I mean, I think that the question is, if you really can solve this in a way that iTunes Genius and Ping hasn't, and no, I mean Ping, not Bing, then you've done something extraordinary. So, but how are you going to get past, is this an experience that users are going to really have to decide? How does it compare to what they're getting somewhere else?
Not necessarily. We don't want you to start using new media platforms. You don't have to stop using Netflix or stop paying attention to the recommendations. It's very easy to set up our site, and we're going to engage deeply with you through email, social media, and eventually we want to help out Netflix. We want to make you a better Netflix customer. We want to be the best iTunes affiliate. So in a sense, we can do something as a third party that no other party can do themselves, which is cross-platform data. And we want to serve users just as much as we serve the industry because we come from the industry and we care deeply about content.
Bradley? Oh, Hillary? Either way.
I actually have two questions. One is technical and one is frivolous. So I'll start with the technical question.
We like
which
frivolous questions too.
So I spend a fair amount of time thinking about recommendation systems, and you have what I would call a classic cold start problem, and that it's very hard to give quality tuned recommendations when you don't have a lot of data. So how are you addressing that? And my second question is, where does your name come from and what does it mean?
Okay, so we've thought long and hard about cold start problems, which is why our first feature is a feed follow system. You don't need 10,000 users on the site to get utility. You can get utility from day one with 3 friends on the site. To us, it's a Trojan horse to get at the data. And from there, that's when we start layering in the true algorithmic horsepower. And you know what? Recommendations in themselves aren't a value proposition to most people. It's a see it to believe it. We want to give them something of maximum value with minimal effort, and then wow them even more once we layer in those features to get the data. And the name is, it's another way of saying recommendations without saying it, and it was a 5-letter domain that was available for $10.
Bradley?
In the event that Apple launched a music-oriented social network that was deeply integrated with iTunes itself, do you think this idea would stand up?
I think they already did.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Let me tell you a quick story. 2 weeks into our development, iTunes launched Ping, and we thought, shit, we're dead. But we took a close look at the product. We realized we were fundamentally different. We're web-based, and we're also cross-platform. And also, we learned a lot from their launch. We went on to Core and every other forum on the internet, and we actually tabulated what people wanted. And those are the features you're seeing today. That was a big part of our need finding. It was all or nothing publishing to social media. We think it should be on a case-by-case basis. It's not all or nothing with who you can share. It's the Facebook friends. And quite honestly, we don't think there's going to be a joint venture between Apple and Facebook. We love both companies. You throw Amazon and Hulu and other folks into the mix, this is something we know can't be done, and we've talked to a lot of those companies already. Like I said, we're from media and we care about media.
Barney?
Yeah, so I agree with Michael's comment about the level of vision here. So I think that's great. You're really dreaming big. I'm stuck by two questions. One is I'm still trying to figure out when would I, as a user, use Rexly instead of using Netflix or iTunes. So is there really a kind of cross-media value proposition here, music and TV and the rest? And then related to that, it seems like one of your key innovations is that there's like 6 sort of super trust people, and you can't have any more. So I have trouble believing that, even if I wanted these recommendations, I would actually want just 6 people, much less 6 people across music and TV and video and everything else like that.
So we ask for 6, but we also pay attention to everyone else you interact with on the site, and they're weighted in our algorithms as well. And if you super trust someone and you actually never try their stuff, we're probably going to ignore that. Remind me of your first question.
When would I use this? When would I decide to use Rexly as opposed to going to Netflix or iTunes? And related to that is, do I really value sort of TV people's recommendations combined with music? Is there really an all-media value proposition here?
Got it. So you're right. We have a very big vision. We dream very big. That doesn't mean we know exactly how we're going to get there. So there's kind of 2 use cases or 2 paths we can go down. Rexly could either be the place you go to when you say, hey, I got an hour to kill. What in the world will make me the most happy? Or it could be a lean-forward shopping experience. You could think of it as Netflix, Walmart for digital media that's highly personalized, that helps and doesn't hurt the value chain.
And on your point about having multiple media, people with different media, we can say, we'll have a super trust list for music and another one for books and another one for movies. So we don't believe that you're going to trust the same 6 for all those categories.
Michael, you had another question?
For all of us in the entertainment business, the challenge isn't finding the Rihannas or the Justin Biebers, and let's hope my 6 don't really like Justin Bieber. It's really finding it really is that word discovery, which is so overused. It's about, in the entertainment business, it's about how do you get these new artists to break. And also, as a user, I can go to AOL Music, or I can go to Yahoo, or wherever, and I get the same, I get Rihanna. So am I going to be able to find something like Odd Future or some other band that nobody else knows about, or am I just going to rely on my 6 friends?
It depends on what you want to get. Our view is that your reasons for liking what you like are no better than mine, and you can follow whomever you want that's going to help you out. We're not seeing a self-fulfilling prophecy on our site. We envision this ideal long tail, where everyone is perfectly matched to what they want. And the way that differs from the real world right now is the head's a little smaller, but the tail's a lot higher, and the area underneath is actually growing. So Brad, that's about it.
Well, we're out of time anyway, so round of applause for Rexly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. All right, we're seeing some good T-shirts this year. I'm really excited by the quality of T-shirts. So I'd quite like a Rexly one and maybe a Duet one. All right, let's move on to the next. Startup. You guys. Are we ready? We're swapping out laptops. So yeah, judges, if you want to just interrupt